Hello, hello, good afternoon. My name is Dr. Julie Toomoon. I am the creator of From Surviving to Thriving, a 5-step solution to end exhaustion, balance hormones, eliminate inflammation, and live with meaning. And I'm here today because I wanted to share a story. So the other day, I had a woman call my office and she was rather brusque and she says to my assistant, I just want something, I'm looking for something to replace my osteoporosis medicine. My assistant started to talk to her and, talk about, okay, well, the doctor would want to work with aspects of nutrition and potentially acupuncture, and there could be other things depending on your current situation. And she got really upset and said, no, I just want something to replace my osteoporosis medicine. I don't need nutrition. And we kind of chuckled when my assistant got off the phone with, because it was so interesting to me, because I see this all the time where we think of our body as something that is, in many ways, like a conversation like that to me says, it's so simple. You just need to give me like a pill or maybe 2 pills and it'll all be good. And the sad part is, and again, I see this all the time, a lot of times when we walk into a hospital, we like surrender our body. We kind of go into this place of like, the doctor knows best. I don't have a clue what's going on. And we like do this sort of like, have your way with me, tell me what's wrong and I'll do whatever you say. But I've noticed when people approach the natural medicine, they sort of do this with like you just have like my 5-minute solution, right? Like it's so simple. You've got a magic wand hidden behind the counter. And I see this all the time. I hear it when I'm in health food stores and I hear the clerks telling people like, you've got arthritis, you just need to do this. You've got headaches, you just need to do this. The natural medicine world is filled with these mantras and these ways of approaching health that really has it kind of like, this is no big deal. And that's a huge disservice, because along the way, it seems like then we've decided that it doesn't take effort, that the natural medicine healing modalities or methods can be applied like by a monkey. And I think this is a really sad thing, because along the way, we've lost connection with the divinity, like the absolute magic of our body, because we've approached it from this perspective that it takes no skill, it takes no understanding. And healing is part skill and it's part an art form. I mean, good healers listen to the body, to the tone of the voice. They interpret things from a perspective of a broad scope, like a 3D image of the world and the body and how everything works. And I think that's really important, because real healing lets us get all the way there. And from my perspective, this whole Band-Aid model of just swallow these 3 pills and it'll take away the symptom is harmful when it's done with medications or when it's done with vitamins and herbs. And trust me, that is actually how most vitamins and herbs are being applied. It's just a Band-Aid. It's just taking away the symptom. It is not solving the problem. And that is really a challenge, because I guess it comes down to like, were you hoping to actually get all the way better, or did you just want someone to take it away? I mean, if you just wanted to replace Tylenol with something natural that would help relieve the pain, but you didn't care what was happening in the background, great. Then Google is fantastic for that. Google has 1 million+ websites that can give you the Band-Aid solutions to many, many problems. But if you wanted to solve it, like if you wanted 10 years from now to say, oh my God, I've never felt so good in my entire life. If you wanted to solve the problem and actually like have your body transform and be able to see what that feels like in totality, because let me tell you, a lot of times we think we're just tired and we don't realize that a huge portion of our life has been in response to that fatigue. Like literally our job performance, the way we're experiencing our relationships, the way we're experiencing driving a car, I mean, eating food, all of it has been in response to that deep state of exhaustion. And when it transforms, people are shocked by what happens in their lives. So I guess the question is, were you looking to just have the surface look pretty, or were you looking to solve the muck that's underneath? Because that's what people like me do. We direct you towards the ways to solve the muck that's underneath. When I was studying Chinese medicine, I remember these doctors that taught me, they were all from China. Most of them hadn't been in the US very long. And they would tell us that when they came here, they thought that they'd just come to like the healthiest country on the planet. They said because everyone here looked so good. Like their hair was shiny, their complexions were nice, they had muscles, you know, their teeth were straight and white. And they said after a while though, and they started to feel pulses and look at tongues and have a way to evaluate like what was happening underneath the surface, that they were a little bit shocked to find out just how sick so many people were, and yet they looked so good. And this has stuck with me for my entire career because I see it all the time. You don't know how many times I've had people come into my office saying, I don't know what happened, you know, like I work out every day and I think I eat a pretty healthy diet. And yeah, my life is a little bit stressful, or yeah, such and such is off. And then, you know, from that Chinese medicine perspective, I look at their tongue and I feel their pulse, and I find a body that is so far from healthy that it's just not even funny. And this has happened over and over in my career. And it's taught me that this surface perspective on health is just a surface. And like I said, the natural medicine world is now kind of pervasively filled with, let's just treat the surface options. Let's give you a whole bunch of B vitamins so your energy level feels better, but you're not actually better. Let's give you some adrenal adaptogens so you feel like you've been improved in energy, but you're not actually better. And when we use methods like Chinese medicine, like some of the testing methods that I also use with my clients in my programs, what we find is that we're able to take that dive like under the surface. You know, it's like, oh, let's pull up the rug and see what's actually under there. And sometimes we find that what has been being used is working, and a lot of times, sadly, though, we find out no, it's not. It's propping you up. If that, you know, if it's even been doing that. And so it always begs the question: did you want surface or did you want deep? And some people say, you know what, I don't have time for deep. I'm not interested. I don't care. And that's great. I have no problem with that. But if you want deep, you have to be willing to go deep. So you have to be willing to look past the surface. You have to stop looking for Band-Aid solutions, because there aren't Band-Aid solutions to really solve the problems of hormone imbalance and exhaustion and sleep disorders and chronic pain and inflammation and mental wear down and mental fogginess and depression and anxiety. Like there aren't surface solutions that solve, like Band-Aids that solve the problem. There are ways to quiet the symptoms. And again, like I said, if that's what you want, then great. But you can't want simple to solve the complex. In essence, you can't want a Band-Aid solution to work on the deep aspects. And that's what is out there. And I guess what my huge frustration in the world is that that's wasting people's time. It's wasting their time and it's wasting their money. Because I've watched people take those adrenal adaptogens. I've watched them take, oh gosh, I don't know, the boutique supplements that are all the rage, and you know, Dr. So-and-so's fancy this and that. And they take them for years and years and years. And then they are seeking out help still because they don't feel well. So I want to encourage you to ask yourself the question, you know, do I want to solve the problem or do I want a Band-Aid? And just be honest. So being truthful is actually one of my laws of healing and laws of restoration, is that we have to come to a place where we're willing to be truthful and honest with ourselves, and then to act on that and be okay with it. So it doesn't matter what the answer is as long as it's your absolute truth. And if your answer is, no, I don't want to just work at the surface. I want to solve this. I'm tired of living this way. I don't want to fucking be 70 years old and broken. Well, then it's probably time to act and do something different. And to be willing to take that leap and defy convention and try something new and dedicate time and resource to it, because I guarantee you it's 100% worth it. All the people I've ever treated who decided to go deep never regretted the decision. In fact, they're the ones who call up saying, oh my gosh, I wish I'd done this 10 years before I did, but thank God I did it. So that's why I don't offer Band-Aids, in case you're wondering. That's why I don't say, you should just eat this, or just swallow this, or just do this, or just do that, because those are Band-Aid options that don't solve the problem. And if Chinese medicine taught me anything, it was that we have to try to solve the problem, because we don't want to exist in a society of people that look pretty but are sick on the inside. And if the Chinese doctors taught me anything, it's that unfortunately that's kind of the personification of our society. But we can change it. We don't have to live there. None of us do. So if you want to be healthy on the inside and on the outside, seek help, get guidance, and follow a path that works on the totality all at once. My name is Dr. Julie Toomoon. I wish you many blessings. I believe in your healing. If you want to talk or want to know more, just comment below the video. And otherwise, have an awesome and beautiful Wednesday afternoon.